All righty, let's go ahead and let's get started. It is February 11th. It is Friday night at 9 p.m. You know, it's so funny because on the Tuesday calls, we'll have a little bit more people than the Friday calls. But you know what? I specifically chose Friday night for a reason, because that is the time where people want to go out and party, depending on the age. Like around my age group, right? I'm 26. A lot of my friends are out partying, getting on yachts right now. But I said, why not stay home and create a podcast where the people that are actually out grinding right now, they're most likely at home. Why not create a podcast where I could provide value for them while they're at their home? And then why not I'll stay here and stay at the house and get some work done as well. So thank you for those of you that are watching live on YouTube. I see you. I appreciate you. And I'm showing you some love. If you're on Instagram, hop over to YouTube. All right. So without further ado, let's hop into today's video. Today's topic is this: how to train your brain, how to train this mind to make you more money in the next 30 days. We're going to keep this so simple. And here's my big promise to you. At the end of today's show, you're going to have an exact game plan to make the money that you want in 30 days. Yes, 30 days. You're going to have a game plan. Am I saying you're going to become a millionaire at the end of this call? No. But what I am saying is you will have the game plan so that 30 days from now, you can leave me a comment or send me a direct message saying, hey, DeAndre, thank you so much. You helped me make more money. And that's exactly what I would love to do for you. All right. So without further ado, if you stay to the end of this video, like always, there will be an opportunity for some of you to hop on a one-on-one strategy call with me so we can actually build out a game plan for you and actually how to achieve it as well. Okay. So, Friday. This is the number one personal development channel where we're going to actually teach you how to apply personal development and to actually get tangible results while saving you time and saving you money and saving you effort. That's ultimately what I do here. Is if you're watching me here, my goal is to compress the time frame so that you can get the results, the goals, the money that you want in your life without having to bust your ass, read a lot of books, go to a lot of events. We're going to compress that time frame. So if that's something that you're looking for, drop a 777 in the chat because you are in the right place at the right time, part of the one of the best up and coming communities that are out there. Guys, I love it because whether you're watching the recording or whether you're watching me live, I don't see 5,000. I don't see 500 or 5 people watching me right now. I see 5,000. And I will continue to be here every Tuesday and Friday night, serving up the best free content live here on the Saxon Show. So, for many of you guys know, I studied under the late, great Bob Proctor for 2 years of my life. And so everything that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is not something I just made up. It's actually something I took, I studied, and I actually built a 7-figure business with. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. So I got my handy dandy notebook here. And so we're going to start off with 2 things. So we're going to cover 3 different topics today. Here's the first topic. The first topic is we're going to talk about the 6 basic steps you need to create the plan to train your mind to earn the money that you want in the next 30 days. All right. So that'll be the first part. The second part is you have to actually understand how the mind works so that you're not just doing it in vain. You actually know the science behind what you're doing so you can continue to maintain this plan even outside of this call. And the third thing we're going to talk about is actually one thing that can actually give you a hiccup. There may be a point where you'll like maybe stop or get unmotivated. And so I want to prepare you now so that when that point comes, you know exactly what to do. So go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat if you're watching with me live, and I'm ready to give you the sauce. All right. Let's talk about step number 1, how to train your brain, your mind to make you the exact amount of money you want in the next 30 days. So step number 1 is this. You have to decide exactly how much money you want to earn. This is the first step. So right now, the time frame that we're working on is the next 30 days. So the first step is you got to know how much do you want. Most people, well, I'm thinking if you're watching me right now, you may have seen the few other episodes where we talk about being very direct. You have to have exact amount in your mind. Just simply saying that you want to earn more money is not good enough. But here's another caveat. Is it can't be so big that you don't actually believe it. You want to put yourself right. A 30-day game plan. Write this number down. By the way, if I were you, I would get on a notebook because each of these steps right here, if you do them with me, literally, I guarantee you will earn more money in the next 30 days. I guarantee it. So it's worth it. You're going to be here for the next hour anyway. Just get a little notebook, okay? So the first thing I'm going to write down is how much money do you want to earn by this time next month? Is it $500? Is it $1,000? $10,000? How much money do you want to earn in the next 30 days? And don't look at your neighbor. Don't look at what anybody else is earning. Here's one thing that I come to realize. Nobody cares how much money you earn. That goes for me. That goes for you. And a lot of the times we're always trying to impress, not always, but a lot of us are trying to impress other people based on how much money we earn or think we want to earn so that we can get the approval of people. So here we are trying to get the approval of people that we really don't like, buying things that we really don't need, and then ultimately not being that happy in the process of that. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. So actually sit and think. What lifestyle would you like to have? Maybe it's a certain goal. Maybe you want to pay off a house. Maybe you want to put a down payment down on a car. I don't know. Figure that out. What is the exact amount of money that you want to have? So that's step number 1. So go ahead and write that down. Step number 2, you have to feel worthy of receiving the good that you desire. See, what is the difference between somebody who will actually, there's 2 types of people that are watching this call. The first type of person is going to see an increase in their income. The second person is not going to see an increase in their income. Very simple. Well, what's the difference between those 2 people? One feels worthy of receiving the money. Here, one thing that you have to understand is this. You only earn an exact ratio to the amount of money that you feel you are worthy of. You will only earn the amount of money that you just wrote down in exact proportion to how much you feel worthy of that. So if you only feel worthy of earning $500 over the next 30 days, that's what you will get. If you feel worthy of earning $50,000 in the next 30 days, which is totally possible, by the way, it all comes down to how you feel about yourself. So, how do you actually change that? Here's how you change that: by studying every single day. Now, I would say like the minimum thing that you can do is simply hop on a call like this, right? We have the Saxon show on Tuesdays and Fridays. Hop on a call like this. I'm literally putting you guys on game for free. It's by the way, I have over 350 clients that have paid me nearly $10,000 for what I'm giving you guys here for free. So I mean, some people see the value, some people don't. Some people rather be out at a restaurant right now. But the guys watching here live, guess what? For those of you watching here, in about 6 months, you'll be driving your dream car. You'll be living your dream home, and those other people will probably still be out at a restaurant or doing some shenanigans on a Friday night, where here you are developing yourself. So drop a 7 in the chat for you and your fellow comrades that are watching us live, because we're not trying to be out here partying and impressing other people or trying to run away from problems. Nothing wrong with that, but we're here to grow. So drop a 7 in the chat for your fellow people. All right. When you create a personal development plan, you will start to feel more worthy of yourself. You will feel more worthy of yourself. All right, let's go to number 3. Repeat a prosperity affirmation daily and make it a habit. So what does that mean? The next step is, of course I got it on me. Let me get into my pocket. Bam. Goal card. We talked about this on other episode. You got to get yourself a goal card. So that's going to be step number 3, is you have to repeat this goal card. So now you have an amount. Let's just say your goal is you want to put $10,000 in your pocket in the next 30 days. That's a totally plausible goal. All right. So goal number 1, $10,000 in the next 30 days. Step number 2 is that you have to feel worthy of this 10,000. Well, how do you begin to feel worthy of this 10,000? You have to start to develop yourself. Start to study your mind. Why being on calls like this, watching my other YouTube videos, starting to increase how you feel about yourself, so you begin to feel worthy of the money. That's step number 2. Now, step number 3, in this example, if you want to earn $10,000 in the next 30 days, is you're going to write that on a card like this. Write it on a card like this. You see, one of the biggest reasons I built my business to $1 million, about 7 figures, was I simply wrote it on a card. It's so simple, yet most people don't do it, because this is your GPS. Write it on a card. Step number 4, invest time every single day studying the law of compensation. So hopefully you guys, if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, please come over to the YouTube channel, because this is where the quality is. This is where the community is. For those of you right now, by the way, hold up. Hit that like button, family. Where are the likes at? For those of you watching on YouTube, hit that like button right now, because when you hit that and smash that like button, the YouTube algorithm is going to push this video out to more people, and we will grow this community. So go ahead and hit that like button below. But also below there, you're going to see the subscribe button. Now, why am I giving you these little, things? Because I posted a video yesterday talking about the balance between effort and surrender. Effort and surrender. And one of the things I talk about is putting quality into the service that you're providing. Putting quality into the service that you're providing. You see, when you start to study the law of compensation, you'll realize that you can turn your annual income into your monthly income, not by working harder, by simply doing a better service for your clients, doing a better service for your customer, being better at what you do. If you can simply be better at what you do, you will literally dramatically see an increase in your income. So that's step number 4, is you want to invest time understanding these certain laws. And I cover these laws in the show right here. So keep tapped in so you can learn stuff like this. Now, number 5, decide what you're prepared to give in return for the amount of money, or so the amount of commissions that you decide to earn. I actually want to read this quote to you, okay? This quote comes from Napoleon Hill, and I wrote this down. Napoleon Hill says this: If you are one of the people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought, because it is not true. Riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. So, what does that mean? Is you actually have to get clear on what you're willing to give up in order to get this money. Are you going to study more? Are you going to join, like the podcasts and stuff like this? Like, think about this. Here I am, and one of my missions is to grow this so I have 10,000 people watching me live on the Saxton Show. So I have an exact a number. Every single day I study. Well, not only do I do the show, right? Whether I have 4 people watching live, 400 or 4,000, I still give the same amount of energy and effort, right? Because the more I get in here and feel better about this, the more I will feel worthy of it. So this is what the same thing you got to do when you're going to go out there and make that money. Is it 10,000 this month, 20,000, 500, 5,000? Like, what is it? You have to get in there and get in the field so you start to raise your self-image. And then I repeat a prosperity affirmation. So part of me growing my company to, $10 million is that I'm going to put 10,000 people on this show. So I repeatedly say this, my goal card. Then number 4 is I invest time every single day studying the law of compensation. So every day I see, how can I get better providing a better show for you guys? How can I make it more engaging, build a better community? And that's me studying the law of compensation. And the 5th part here is deciding what I'm willing to give up. You see, I'm giving up a Friday night, a Tuesday night, and a Friday night to be here with you guys and invest into you. And you know what's the thing about it as well? Investing far before the people come. You see, true vision is not investing with what you have in your hand. Investing is what you see in your mind and will then bring into fruition into the hand. You see, when you are running after a vision, at first they will call you crazy, absurd, obsessed, and then once it manifests, they call you a genius. You see, you want to go out there and you want to put $10,000 in your bank account, and maybe you've never had a $10,000 month in this example. Before you ever hold it in your hand, you got to see the vision first. You see, is this starting to make sense? What are you willing to give in exchange for this? I will be here every Friday and Saturday night, pouring into the community, pouring into you, whether it's 1, 3, 5,000, whatever. And I'll be here doing the best service. See, that's an exchange of value. Then number 6, think, feel, and act like the person who's already providing the service and earning the commissions that you would like to earn. I'm assuming here that if you're wanting to earn this amount of money, you're in a business, maybe you're in sales or something of that sort. Or if not, if you're at a job right now and you want to earn more money, I would find some kind of opportunity or vessel or channel so you can see an increase in your income. I'm not the type of manifestation coach that's going to teach you that $10,000 is going to come from the lottery or just manifest at your doorstep. I don't believe in that. I believe that you have to provide service for people so that way you can have predictable cash flow coming into your business, right? That's what we want. Predictable cash flow. Okay. So those are the 6 steps right there. All right. So actually, this is a good time right here. Does anybody have, this is actually a good time. Share this with 2 people. You can see already we're 20 minutes in and I just dropped you guys with so much sauce. That right there is your game plan. And I'm curious in the chat, how much money do you want to earn in the next 30 days? How much money do you want to earn in the next 30 days? I'm curious right now. How much money? Drop in the chat. Write it out. What is the amount of money that you are looking to manifest in the next 30 days? All right. So Hydro says $10,000. Hydro says he has 1 LLC. He wants another. Darren says he wants 20K. Mary says she wants 10K. Kristen says she wants, I think it's a female. I can't really see the little name there. Kristen says 12K. Amanda says 5K. These are all totally plausible, and I love that. So what is the next step? Guys, I want to see you have it written down. Maybe even tag me on your Instagram story and show me what you have written down. Mike says he wants 10 grand. These are, I cannot wait for those of you Darren, Mary, Kristen, Amanda, Mike, I guarantee you will see an increase in your income in the next 30 days just by simply, doing the couple steps that I shared with you right here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next part here. Is what I want to share with you. Okay. Actually, let me. So before we get into the common air, so right there, by the way, that was your game plan. Maybe if somebody, I would really appreciate you if you could actually type in the chat step 1 through 6 for the people that are going to be coming in and out live. Maybe they might miss the first step. So if somebody wants to type those out really quickly, I would really appreciate you. Okay. All right. So the next step is this. In order to simply see this amount of money that I see a range of $5,000 to $10,000 to come into your life, which is totally possible to do. There's a couple of things that you're gonna run up against, and I want you to be prepared for that, okay? And the biggest part of this is called the common error. But before we get into the common error, this is, by the way, the common error is the only thing that will stop you from that amount. Okay. But before we get into the common error, you have to understand the basis one more time of the stick figure. Okay. So I'm going to write this for you so we can get a better understanding of the common error. So this stick figure, let this bigger circle at the top, let it represent your mind. But most importantly, two parts of your mind. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And this bottom circle represents your body. So in this conscious mind, you have really, really cool faculties that we're going to have. And we'll actually talk about them right now. So I'm going to read this to you so you can get a deeper understanding. Because right now, what we just did in those 6 steps in that plan we just did to create the amount of money you're going to earn in the next 30 days is we just used your conscious mind. Let me read this definition to you. The conscious mind. This is the part of the mind that thinks, reasons. This is where your free will lies. This is the part of the mind that will describe how much money that you want to earn. So right here, I'm going to change the color here to green. This is what we're using in our conscious mind to choose the exact amount of money that we want to earn. The conscious mind can either accept or reject an idea. It can either accept or reject an idea. The conscious mind, and by the way, no person or circumstance can cause you to think thoughts or ideas that you do not choose to think. All pain, pleasure, or limitation is either originated in the conscious mind or accepted uncritically from the outside world. Now, pay attention to the outside world, because this is where the common error. The only thing that will stop you between the amount of money that you dropped in the chat that you will earn in the next 30 days and you holding it physically in your hand is the outside world and it coming up against you. As you accept the thought, it is impressed upon the subconscious mind. So whatever idea that you hold here in your conscious mind will be impressed upon your subconscious mind. So remember up here, I mentioned that the conscious mind can either accept or reject anything. So right now, there's some of you that are thinking, everything that DeAndre is saying right now, I like what he's saying, right? You're accepting what I'm saying. Then there might be other people watching this call that they're thinking, how the heck am I going to earn $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in the next 30 days? I've never earned that in a year. I've never earned that in a month. How am I going to earn that? I don't know how. And what they do is they begin to reject themselves, reject their idea, and reject what I'm saying. That part that's called reasoning, by the way. Whether you choose to accept or reject is up to you. There's no right or wrong here. But that rejection is what's actually causing the detriment to how much money you will earn over the next 30 days. So let's go back to that plan one more time. Remember how we talked about having a daily affirmation, right? Remember having that goal card, writing it down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I earned $10,000 in the next 30 days. when you start to repeat that over and over consciously, what will begin to happen is this. You'll start to sink that part of your idea into your subconscious mind. On the next call, we're going to go deeper into the subconscious mind because right now we're focused on the area of money. But when we get into the subconscious mind, the subconscious cannot reject any idea. It can only accept it. So when you have that goal card and you start to say over and over multiple times throughout the day that you're earning 10 grand this month, you're going to earn 20 grand this month, 20 grand, 20 grand, 20 grand, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, right? Whatever amount that you want, whatever you start to say over and over and over and over again to your mind, you'll literally start to believe it. Not only here, but in the feeling part, you'll actually start to think, wow, I think that I can actually earn the amount of money that I wrote down here. But see, you have to be persistent and consistent with it. Persistent and consistent, even when the outside world doesn't agree with it. And we'll talk about that here in a second when we get to the outside world. But here's what we're talking about. Taking that amount of money and repetitiously saying it so that your subconscious mind begins to believe it. Right? Is that making sense, guys? So this is a great opportunity. If anybody has questions, right, because I want to make sure that you guys are understanding this. Does anybody have any questions so far? You can go ahead and type that out, and in a minute I'll look at it, okay? Perfect. All right, so that is, let me come over here. So that right there is the conscious mind we just spoke about. So in this example, we just selected how much money we want to earn over the next 30 days. And then we're going to repetitiously, with the goal card, plant that into our subconscious mind. Now we have this third part, right? Because we have three parts here: the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and then the body. So let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about this body right here. This body will always act in alignment with what you hold in the subconscious mind. So what I'm saying is, if you repetitiously say that you will earn your 10, 25 grand or whatever amount that you determine that you want, and your mind will actually start to move in that direction unconsciously. And this is where the money will actually come. It's going to come from the outside world in an unexpected way. It will come in an unexpected way. If you try to force it, you won't see it. But if you start to believe it, that it will come, and how do you start to believe it? Right? Saying it over and over again, you will actually start to manifest this money to come into you. Because that's exactly what I did. When I was sleeping on that couch in Colombia and I was telling myself that I was going to earn $100,000 per month, I didn't know how I was going to earn that. I had no idea. All I did was do exactly what I said in step 1 through 6. Step number 1, I said I wanted to earn $100K a month. Step number 2, I started to feel worthy of it. Well, how did I start to feel worthy of it? I started to study stuff like this. I would study about the conscious mind. I would study about the subconscious mind. I would study about the body. Then number 3, what was number 3 again? Then number 3 was I started to understand the law of compensation. I realized that if I provided a great service and I did it in advance for free, like what I'm doing with you guys here, I'm doing this for free. You guys, like, nobody's paying me for this. I'm doing it because I love to do it. And whether, like I said, I'm going to do this for whoever wants to watch me. But this is part of the law of compensation. The better I get at teaching this, the better I get at helping you guys get better results, the more valuable I become in the marketplace, which means the universe is going to pay me in some way. I'm just giving. Then number 4 is I decided on what was I going to give in exchange? I think that was number 5. But what was I going to give in exchange for that? And I did all these different steps, right? 1 through 6. And within 2 weeks of seeing this on my seeing this in my mind, I had my very first 6-figure month. So everything I'm teaching you here is not just woo-woo or just random stuff I'm teaching out of a book. This is exactly what I did and do to earn multiple 6 figures and build a business that I love to do, and the things that I love. And I think that if you take a couple of these principles into your life, I think you'll see a big increase as well. Okay, cool. All right, so let me come over here, and that's enough with this. We're going to transition over to the common errors. So now that we've written down the amount of money that we want, you're going to run up against one problem. let me get clear in this. This is the one thing that will stop you from earning the amount of money that you just wrote down, okay? Let me see what you guys got here for questions. Let's see. Where are the questions at? Okay, Arjun says, what if you want to increase your skills in a particular field to earn the type of money? Okay, really good question. So, Arjun, I'll probably make another YouTube video or another what do you call it? Do a show around this topic. But if you go to my YouTube video, I uploaded it yesterday. It's called "Letting Go versus Effort." I actually talk about this. So, one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to increase the quality of the service that you provide. So, how can you provide a better service to your customers or your clients, aka becoming better at what you do? That's a question that I ask myself. Even in this podcast, I see how can I build a better podcast, maybe come up with better topics, be more engaging. I love that you guys are engaging in the comments, by the way. It makes it so much better as a community. You guys can even chat with yourselves, right? Chat with other people right there in the comment section. Leave comments, get to know each other in there, right? So that's an example of me seeing how I can bump up the quality of this show so it becomes more valuable for everybody. Okay, so Arjun, my quick answer to that is go to the YouTube video I created yesterday. It's about a 17-minute video where I talk specifically about that. Okay. Christian says hold on. Can believe I can earn the money without knowing how. Okay, so there's a little bit of typo there, but Kristen says, can I believe I can earn the money without knowing how? That's a really good question. So this is where faith comes into play. Faith and fear are both the same and opposite sides of each other. See, one side, let's just say you have faith. I have faith that I know this money is going to come in, and you start to sink it into your subconscious mind. Well, how do you start to do that? Repetition over and over and over and over and over again. You see, because right now, remember we talked about the paradigm program on one of the last calls? You're not programmed to earn the amount of money that you've probably written down. So what will start to happen is when you start to say this over and over and over again, your mind will begin to believe that you are worthy of the money. Now, the main question is how? How will this money come in? And that's exactly what we're going to transition to as we get into the common error. All right, so let's go ahead and this is the only thing that will stop you is really around that question, how? If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, you can go to Instagram at Saxton Seminars. Send me a DM. Let me know you were on today's call. I would love to answer your questions, engage with you. I would love to get to know you. All right, so let's get into the next phase right here, which is called the common error. Let's see here. I think you guys should be able to see my screen. Yeah, okay, cool. So I might lose the I think you guys can see the screen, right? Drop a yes in the chat. Like this is the first time I'm sharing my screen using this software. If you guys can drop a yes in the chat to confirm you guys can see my slides right here, because I don't want to be speaking and stuff because I can't see anything other than the slides. So let me see the comment section. Darren says he's sending some positive vibes. All right. Were you guys able to see me sharing the screen earlier? I just want to double check before I go in. Okay, cool. Mary says yes. Arjun says yes. Okay, let's jump into it. Common error. So this is the only thing that will stop you from earning the amount of money that you just wrote down on the card. And I call it the common error. So this is why we had to start with the stick figure. That way you're able to follow me here. So be patient with me. I know it looks like a lot, but I will explain it. Trust me, I'm your big brother. I'll make sure you understand everything. If you've seen this before, you're going to want to watch it again because you probably succumbed to this earlier this morning. So remembering this is always a good thing. All right. So just follow my red arrow here. So there's literally a power that's flowing into your consciousness. Now, one thing you're going to want to understand is that, what is this power? This power is your ability to think. Because right now, as I'm speaking to you, you're creating ideas. New thoughts are coming to you. You might ask, where are those thoughts coming from? Those thoughts are coming from that power. Does that make sense? There's a power that's flowing into you that allows you to think and originate thoughts. Now that we got that now we understand that concept, that power, it's not good and it's not bad, it just is. So that thought energy, the ability for you to think, it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Well, what does that mean? Whether you think thoughts that will build you or thoughts that will limit you, they are both correct. If you believe you can and you believe you can't, you are right. Right? And you've heard that before, but what does that actually look like in your body, science, and how it actually pertains to you earning cash? So we got that out of the way. So there's this power that's flowing into your consciousness that allows you to think thoughts. So we're thinking, I want to earn 10 grand in the next 30 days. I want to earn 20 grand in the next 30 days. I want to earn 50 grand in the next days. I want to earn 5 grand in the next 30 days. Great. Now we have originated a thought. And that thought now is going to become an idea. That thought is going to become an idea. What is an idea? An idea is a picture on the screen of your mind. An idea is a picture on the screen of your mind. So right now, when I said, when you put down however much money you want to earn, what actually is happening is you're forming an image of what you would look like, how you would do it, or if you're doing this correctly, what you would feel and how it would look like at the end of you achieving that financial goal. You have that 5 grand, you have that 10 grand, that 20 grand. 30 days from now, you are forming that idea in your conscious mind. Remember, your conscious mind is your thinking mind, your intellectual mind. So what happens? For most people that are not on this call today, that's where it's going to end. They write a goal down, but most of them don't even write a goal down. But they say, I want to earn 10 grand. I want to get 100 sales. I want to do X. I want to sell 100 cars this week. I'm going to sell 5 life insurance policies, right? Whatever their goal is. They're going to sell 3 properties this month. And they see it in their mind, but then they never achieve it. Why? Because they fail to move it to the part of their mind that actually controls 95% of their results. Let me repeat that one more time. They fail to move their idea to the part of their mind that controls 95% of their results. And that part of their mind being their emotional mind or their subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind will determine how much money you will earn in the next 30 days. Because why? Your subconscious mind is your unconscious mind, your unconscious habits. Your unconscious habits will determine whether you are worthy or unworthy of the money that you will come into your life. Here's one thing you must understand. You get paid in the exact ratio to what value you add to the marketplace. You get paid exactly in the proportion to the value you add to the marketplace. So if you're going to earn that $10,000, then you have to bump up the service that you do in the marketplace. What does that mean? You got to provide more and better service. But just thinking that isn't enough. What happens now if you do step number 1, repetition over and over? This is why the goal card will be one of the biggest keys to you seeing that 10, 25 grand come into your bank account. Is when you write it on a card, you're seeing it and you're carrying this with you over and over and over and over and over and over again. You're literally starting to believe it. You see, what will happen is, for some of you, you'll see this card, and let's say you want to earn 10 grand in the next 30 days. When you write this down, one part of your mind will say, I want this, but the other part will say, bro, but how are you going to get it? Where's it going to come from? And that's okay. That's part of your body or your subconscious mind wanting to fight you. But let's just say you stick to the plan. You stay persistent. You stay consistent. And by the end of week 1, you're starting to think to yourself, well, this could be possible. This could be possible. By the end of week 2, you're thinking, this is going to happen. At the end of week 3, you already have a couple ideas that you put into action. And by the week 4, if not week 5, you'll see that money come into your bank account. Why? Because as you started to say it over and over again, you moved it from your conscious mind, right, the thinking mind, into the subconscious. You started to actually feel it over time, repetitiously. You started to actually entertain this idea, and you started to actually think, act, and feel as if the money was going to come into your life. And why? Because if you think something over and over again, it literally becomes you. You become what you think about. So if you're thinking about this 2, 3, 4 times a day, every single day for the next 30 days, you're thinking about this hundreds of times, and it starts to become part of who you are, which is key for this money to come into your life. It has to be a part of who you are. So what's the next step? All right, so this is going to answer all of the how questions. All right, let me take a little break here and kind of go to the comments and see what's going on in the comment section. Okay, does anybody have any questions so far? What's been your biggest takeaway? What's been your biggest takeaway? While I get some water. Hold on, we're not done yet, guys. We're gonna get into the good part. We're gonna answer that question of how. But what's right in the chat right now? What's been your biggest takeaway so far? What's been your biggest takeaway so far? Okay. Amanda says repetition. Perfect. All right, let's jump back into it. All right, so now that we've impressed this idea into our subconscious mind by saying it repetitiously, what's the next step? The how question. How is the money actually going to come into your life? Well, here's one thing we're going to have to understand. When you start to plant that idea into your emotional mind, what is emotion? Emotion alters your vibration. Now this is gonna get very interesting for many of you. Just because you've never heard something before does not mean it is not true. Okay, there's something called the law of vibration. The law of vibration states that everything is moving, nothing rests. And if something is moving, it forms a frequency. Okay, so what do I mean by that? For example, you guys are listening to me right now, but you cannot hear the sound waves going into your ear. Why? Because those frequencies are not visible to the naked eye, but yet you're listening to me via a frequency. Does that make sense right here? Even the screen that you're looking at right now, if you're watching me, you're not actually watching me in the flesh. What you're really seeing is a frequency being emitted by your laptop or phone screen. This desk is actually not solid. It sounds solid when I knock on it, but if you were to take a powerful microscope, if you were to look at the electrons and the atoms and the molecules, you will see that they are moving ever so slightly at about 148,000 miles per second. They're moving so fast that it seems to be still. And like we stated earlier, if something is moving, it forms a frequency. It forms a vibration. You will always, write this down, you will always attract everything that you are in harmony with. You will attract everything that's on the same frequency that you are in harmony with. So if you want to earn this cash right here, the 10 grand, then you have to simply become in frequency or the same frequency as that $10,000. What is the difference between somebody that earns $30,000 a year and $30,000 a month? Now, to the outside world, you might think, well, that person looks better. They have more followers. They've been at their job longer. They have a degree. They work harder. They have kids. They don't have kids. They're single. They're married, right? All these different kinds of excuses. But if we were to get really down to the basics of it, the person that earns $30,000 a year, the reason they earn $30,000 a year is because they think thoughts that are on the frequency of a person that earns $30,000 a year. Remember, we're talking about this idea of thoughts, right? Creating your thoughts, creating your thoughts. The person earning 30,000 a year simply never that's what he feels comfortable earning. He's never sat down and said, I want to earn something more. So that's what he gets, what he settles for. You always get what your lowest standards are. So what I'm urging you to do here is to start to think thoughts of a person that has that amount of money in your bank account in the next 30 days. So if you start to think thoughts of $10,000 being in your bank account, not that you want it, not that you're trying to, but that you already have it, what will happen is you're not working towards a goal at that point. You're working from the goal. Is this making sense? That right there will be the biggest key that will help you become a millionaire, by the way. I'll repeat it one more time. When you set this money goal of how much you want to earn in the next 30 days, and by the way, 30 days is the easiest, right? Once I help you earn your first 10 grand, 20 grand, after that's how much you want to earn is up to you because now you have the formula. When you say you want to earn money or you're trying to earn money or you're working towards money, by law, you're stating you don't have or you're not worthy of. What I'm asking you to do is this. Think the thoughts of a person that already has the money. You already have the 10 grand, the 20 grand 30 days from now. You may not have anything. Your bank account could be completely negative right now. It's irrelevant. You have to start to act and think like this person as if you have it already. So now here's the coolest part. If you start to visualize yourself having the money and you start to feel like it, what will happen? You will actually start to think thoughts like that person. And now you can work backwards. You can work backwards. Now you're not working towards a goal. You're working from the goal. See, this is the biggest thing that got me to 6 figures a month was I was working from my goal. I said, DeAndre, I earn $100,000 a month already. How should I be thinking? How should I be acting? What would I be doing right now if I was earning 100K? And that's why I earned 7 figures. I wasn't working towards 7 figures. I already had 7 figures in my mind and in my heart, and I started to work backwards. Because what starts to happen now when you work backwards from your goal is your emotions will start to alter your vibration, which means you will actually start to feel as if you have the money. And now here's the key here. When you start to feel as if you have the money, that vibration is expressed through your action. You will start to act like the person that has the money already. How is never your question. There's always 3 questions people will ask when it comes to building their wealth. Question number 1, what do you want? Question number 2, why do you want it? Question number 3, how do I get it? All you have to focus on is number 1, what do you want? Number 2, why do you want it? Number 3, the how, you leave that up to God, the universe, the quantum field, the fairy, the tooth fairy, whatever you want. The how is never your problem or your solution. It's not. You don't have to worry about the how. All you have to do is feel so good and be clear on what it is that you want. Start to feel as if you have it, and then begin to do things that you think would be in alignment with the person that would be at that level. Does that make sense? Do things that are at alignment with the person that would be earning that money at the level. If I was like, just be honest with me right now. Let's just say you are running a 7-figure business, right? You were earning about 100 grand a month residual. Would you be doing things differently tomorrow if I guaranteed you 100 grand a month than you would do today? The answer is yes for many of you. You see, the way you're dressing now, the way you're talking, walking, the car that you drive, the time you're going to go to bed tonight, the time you're going to wake up tomorrow, whether you go to the gym, not go to the gym, you see, all of those are the things that are separating you from the amount of money you want to earn in the next 30 days. The simple thought of what you want, why you want it, is the only different thing that's setting you apart. Because when you start to think and act like that person, you can think backwards. And what will happen is you will start to act like that person now. You see, this is what I'm doing with this podcast. You see, like I got one or two people watching me on Instagram, and then we have what, 6, 7, 8, 9 watching on YouTube. But see, I don't see the what I see in the physical world. What I see in my mind is true. I see 10,000 people watching on my YouTube podcast. I don't know how. That's not my job. I know what and I know why. I know what I want. I want 10,000. I know why, because I want to build a community of people, like-minded people that value the same thing, that want to be better people every single day. How I'm going to attract the 10,000 people, I don't know. But here's what I do know is if I start to visualize myself speaking to 10,000 people now, speaking, seeing, and acting like I have it now, what will happen is my body or my vibrations, I will start to do things that are in alignment with the DeAndre that has 10,000 people watching live. You see, I have to act as if the 10,000 are here before they're ever here. Because then I'm thinking to myself, how can I produce a better show? And I get better and better and better, show by show, show by show. In a matter of a couple of weeks, we'll have a couple hundred watching us live. How? I don't know how, but it will. You see the difference here? That is the work in action. I don't know how, but I know what and why. And what I start to do, working backwards, will fill the space so that the manifestations can come. All right. Woo, this is a lot. I know. Let me take a little break here. Let me take a little break. Let me come join you guys over here. Let me come join you. What's going on in the comment section, guys? I know this is a lot. We're taking a little break. Take a little breather. Let's have a little 7th inning stretch. Get your shoulders moving. Get your shoulders moving. Right. Let's go. Let's do the little chicken wing. Right. I know that's a lot of information, but hopefully you guys are understanding me here. You guys got any questions? You guys can go ahead and start typing out those questions before we move into the next half. I think this is all making sense so far, right? How I attach this to making money, how I attach this to building this podcast. You see, step number 1, remember, get clear on how much money you want to earn in the next 30 days. Step number 1. Then now, why do you want it? That's going to be the emotional thing that's going to keep you persistent. You want 10 grand in the next couple months, 20 grand in the next 30 days. Sorry. How much do you want? Now, the how question. This body will always act in alignment with the vibration that you have in your subconscious. Let me say that in another way. Let me repeat that. This body of yours will always act in alignment with the vibrations of your subconscious mind. In other words, your body will always act into the ideas that you feel you are worthy of. The ideas that you feel you are worthy of. So let's put this in example. Let's take Mary, okay? Mary, I think you want to earn how much in the next 30 days? Okay, Mary wants to earn $10,000 in the next 30 days. That's what she wants to manifest. This is 10 grand right here. Okay, so if I'm Mary in this example, what would I do? Well, step number 1 is I would write down that I want to earn 10 grand. Or sorry, not want to, that I have it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have $10,000. And that's how I would speak. I would not say I want 10 grand. I would not say I'm trying to get 10 grand. I would say I have it already. Now, what's the significance of that? You see, because when you say you are trying, all right, let me do this, right? If you're trying or wanting, that means that what you want is outside of you. So here's the 10 grand. Here's where you are. And you're trying or wanting this. That means it's outside of you. Now, what happens if the amount of money you want to earn in the next 30 days, what if you say you have it already? You see, now you're not looking at something outside of you. There's no want. There's no try. You already have it. Does that make sense? You already have it. So now that word want and try is irrelevant. So you're already this person. See, you're already this person that has the money. Now, this is the cool part. This is the most exciting part. So now you're sitting there and you're starting to actually believe that you have this money. Now, what do you have to do? Ask yourself, what would I be doing if I had the money in my pocket already? What would I be doing? Because remember, we're not trying, we're not wanting, we already have it. So you just simply ask yourself, what would I be doing to have the $10,000? And now you will get inspired ideas. You see, there's a difference now between inspired ideas, and trying ideas. You see, this is the difference between effort and surrender. Effort and surrender. These are two different things. If you're trying to use effort or trying or work hard, what you're really saying is, I'm moving and I want to try to go for this goal. And if you're trying, it's not, you're pushing it away. But if you have the goal already, right? It's already who you are. So now you just simply sit back, relax, surrender, and say, well, I already have the 10 grand in my bank account in the next 30 days. So I'm gonna relax. My body will start to do things in alignment with what I think. So what would I be doing if I was attracting another 10 grand this month, 20 grand this month? Now you're onto something. Now you are onto something. That's the key right there. Because now you're going to do things differently than the person you are now. You guys would all probably agree with me. The person you are now, earning, let's just say you earn $5,000 a month, is completely different from the person that earns $5,000 a day. If you're earning 5 grand a month now versus 5 grand a day, you would be doing different things. You would probably eat at different restaurants. You would dress differently. You'd wake up at a different time. You'd probably go to a different gym. You'd probably go to the gym. You'd probably date different kinds of people. You probably would drive a different kind of car. You see, life would be different. But who says you need that outside confirmation before you can start to feel like it? This is the point I'm getting to you. When you can start to feel as if you have it now, there's no separation, there's no wanting, there's no trying. You are, and the answers start to unfold before your eyes. This is where the faith comes in. You have to have faith that the answers will unfold before you. This is making sense, guys. Hopefully, this is making sense for y'all. All right, let's get back to the common error. I know that was a lot. We're working, guys. We're working. Oh, snap. Back over here. Okay. So we're up to this point so far. So one thing that you're going to do notice is this. It was created by Sir Isaac Newton. Cause and effect. For every action that you put out, there's always a reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite force going against you. We've learned this in science. So what happens is, if you start to act like the person that has the money already, even though when you don't see it, right? You may not physically have the money. You may not physically have the boyfriend or the girlfriend. You may not physically have the health. You may not physically have I might not physically have the 10,000 people watching me live on this podcast. It doesn't matter. How? Because you have to understand the law. What law? The law of attraction. The law of attraction states that you will always attract the same things that are on the frequency that you're in harmony with. The law of attraction states that you will attract the same things that are on the same frequency and that you're in harmony with. So if I start to think and feel as if I have 10,000 people watching live on this podcast, I will start to act like that person. So I am causing an action. I am causing an action. And the law of attraction states that there must be a reaction of an equal and opposite force. There's going to be people, resources, and situations that will manifest the 10,000 people to show up and match the feelings I was been putting out. That's for me. What does this look like for you? If you're looking to manifest your 10 grand, your 20 grand in the next 30 days, when you start to feel like this person, what will happen is you will send out literally an energy force. The law of attraction states that whatever energy you're emitting, you will attract back to you the same that you're in harmony with. And then the people, the situations, the circumstances, the resources will reveal themselves in unexpected ways that you never knew were even possible. And that's why did that happen? Because you started thinking on a different frequency and started attracting things that you've never done before. And that's why you're earning money that you've never earned before, because you're thinking differently, you're feeling differently, you're acting differently, and now different kinds of money is going to come into your bank account. And this different is something that you're really, really going to like. That action changes your conditions, your circumstances, your environment, or what we like to call your results. The biggest thing that we have to focus on here, guys, is starting to feel like it. When we start to think, act, and feel as if we have the money. Think, act, and feel as if we have the dream partner. Think, act, and feel as if we have that goal achieved. What happens is we're sending out that energy into the universe. Or for many of you, this is your prayer, right? I'm a Christian as well. A lot of people think that this goes against Christianity. No, this is your prayer. The prayer is not just saying, Father, Lord, please give me what I want. It's also thinking as you have it, feeling as you have it, and giving thanks for what you want and acting and moving towards it. Pray for what you want and then go and get what you prayed for. Don't just sit and meditate. You got to think, act, and feel. So you're sending that out. And now here's where you can let go and let God. And do you see this part right here, all the way to the right? Everything to the right of that arrow right there, that's where God works. That's where God works. Let God do this part. Let God do that part. Let God, the universe, or whatever you believe in, let them, God, create the reaction. This is the how part. This is God going to work, creating unexpected situations. Oh, you got a raise at your job. Great. Oh, you got unexpected leads coming into your pipeline. Great. You just recruited a new person into your organization that just blew up your organization. Great. Oh, my YouTube channel just blew up from a random video, and now I have 2,000 people watching me live on the next podcast. Great. You see, you never have to know how. You just got to put out the energy, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, and then God, let go and let God, right? Surrender and have faith that God, the universe, will provide the how. And then one day you look up, you look at your bank account, and you have the money. You have the results. You have the dream partner. You have the thing that you were going after. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a day. What a day. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button right below. And while you're at it, hit that like and notification bell. What a freaking call, man. I love this, by the way. I literally do this for free. I do this for free. I love this. I mean, I get paid a lot of money to do it, but shit, this is so fun. I love to see the community. I love to see you guys dropping comments. I cannot wait, guys. Oh, you cannot wait. We're gonna be having. Let me get some water. Let me tell you about what we're doing here, guys. What we're doing here is absolutely revolutionary. Have you ever wanted to be part of a community of like-minded people that you feel comfortable around? People that share similar values as you, values such as family, faith, thinking positive, pouring into others, loving on other people, loving self, loving nature, that had other beliefs similar to you, that you could connect with, not just like on the outside world, like, oh, nice shoes, but like honestly connect with, like you feel their energy. You see, that's what we're building here. That's the kind of community that we are attracting. You see, the words that I'm sending out right now are a frequency. I'm speaking this into existence. Speak the amount of money you're going to earn into existence. I'm speaking this now. It's funny because those of you that are watching live, you guys are, by the way, drop a 1 in the chat if you are a founding father. You are founding father, right? Or founding mother. You've been here since the jump, or you're going to be here when we have 10,000 people watching live, and you'll be proud to be one of the founding fathers as on this call. I know Mary has, and I see it. You see, because what we're doing is I'm speaking this into existence. I'm literally attracting the community here. That's the most important thing about what I'm doing here is I'm attracting a community. I'm not wanting, I'm not trying. I'm attracting community. Well, what are we going to do? Are we just going to sit here and watch podcasts? No, we are then going to do live events. We are going to bring these people together. There's people right now that are out in the world that don't even know who I am. They don't even know who you are. But guess what? When they find us, they're going to say, I found my group. I found my community. I found my tribe. I found my high vibe tribe. I speak that into existence. And we're going to be able to meet, network with other like-minded individuals and pour life into each other. We're going to love life, love people, love our faith, love ourselves, and go out there and have purpose, passion, and profits and make a lot of money in the process of it. That's what we're doing here. That's why it's irrelevant how many, if we have 8 live, I see 8,000. They're coming in so fast that when I look back 6 months from now, 1 year from now, I'm going to wonder where everybody was. But they were here in spirit. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Let's go. Let's go, family. I'm loving on y'all. I want to take a moment now to answer any questions. I want to be present for you guys. Is there anything specifically I can help you with? How can I attach what we just learned right now to something specific in your life? Does anybody have any questions? My goal is to serve you at the highest level. Mary says 10,000 strong. Mary, I'm so excited for you. Mary, I can't wait for you to lead a group. You're gonna be having your own group. Like when we have an event, you're gonna have your own table or two. Maybe you could even be leading a whole group of volunteers. Imagine that, Mary. You're leading an entire group of volunteers at one of our events that we manifest. That's gonna be awesome. All right. So before that, while you guys are typing out your questions, who would like to actually schedule a one-on-one call with me? What if I was able to build out this game plan with you? So, because there's 3 ways that you can do this. You can do this by yourself. You can have this done for you, or you can have it done with you. Okay, so what if there was an opportunity for me to work with you, help you develop that game plan, help you develop that paradigm, help you develop the how, help you really understand what I just taught, not at a high level, but specifically in your life? Drop a 3 in the chat if that's something that might interest you. If so, here's what you would do. Is go to the link in the description below. Right there, I have a couple options, 2 options. You're gonna see it. It says take your next steps. Step number 1 is this. It says book a time on my calendar. Right underneath the description right now, you can see my calendar. It'll take you straight to my calendar where you can fill out an application to hop on a call with me, and it's free. Like I said, I do a lot of stuff for free, guys. I would take advantage of it. You hop on a call with me for free, fill out the application. Or if you feel more comfortable, maybe you have a couple more questions, just send me a DM on Instagram with the word Quantum Coach. My Instagram is Saxon Seminars. Send me a message and say, hey, DeAndre, like, can you give me a better understanding of what it's like when you talk about the how? Like, how can I adjust my frequency a little bit more? Anything like that. And the option number 3 is to join the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, that's option number 2. Go to the description below and join the Telegram group. That way you get direct notifications, updates. I post when I post new YouTube videos, right? You're going to be the first to get it. So that's what you're going to find right there in the description. So make sure you go find out which one of them, okay? So Darren, yeah, send me a message on Instagram at Saxon Seminars or go straight to my calendar and book a call with me, okay? What a day. Alrighty, guys. So if we don't have any more questions, I want to thank you so much for being part of the Saxon Show, being part of something absolutely amazing. You guys give me life. You guys allow me to create. You guys allow me to do something special for the community. I love when you engage. I love when you watch live. Go ahead and before you get off the call, hit that like button. That way YouTube can continue to share this video with other people. If you watch the recording, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Your man DeAndre Saxon is out. Let's go out there and live our best life. Take care. May the best and blessings be towards you. Have a great weekend. Take care.